Welcome to the ASOP Vehicle Retrieval System.
But I bet not.
Vehicle selected. Stand by. Your vehicle has been delivered to the following location. Please visit us again. Welcome to the ASOP Vehicle Retrieval System. Please visit us again. Goodbye.
Hey, McQueen.
Welcome to the ASOP Vehicle. Please visit us again. Goodbye. Welcome to the ASOP Vehicle Retrieval System. Vehicle selected. Your vehicle has been delivered. Please visit us again.
You are clear to launch. Systems online.
Fuel at 100%.
Message again.
Be right back. Gotta use the head. back. Had to go turn off the field's irrigation. Completely forgot I left it on. Whew. Sorry, just getting settled back in my seat again.
Thank you, and please visit again.
That's what you call not paying attention.
Proceed to assigned landing bay.
Oops. Now you know why I hate master modes. Oh my god, I can't believe I did that. Ah, shit. Now what do I do? Boy, I've just managed to screw this. I just came to the game. I've managed to screw this up really bad already. Gotta get my head back on. Boy, it's just not going to give me even a little break tonight, is it? This is ridiculous. And this is all because my inventory is still 115% overfull. Which is why I had to come here, because somehow the Corsair I filled up with stuff to take and deliver someplace else to clear my inventory, instead of being where I was somehow teleported it here all by itself. Now I'm going to see if all the stuff that I put in it is still in it, and then take it back. That's the other problem. Why is it not moving our bodies when we're in a safe zone into the hangar or into the building? I got I wonder if it'll store the ship, because it gave me the hangar.
Welcome to the ASOP Vehicle Retrieval System. Your vehicle has been delivered to the following location.
Now let's see if I actually got lucky. What am I doing? Oh, look at that. I'll be damned. So it did store, at least if these all are full. Yep. Not all of them, because I actually crashed out, but... So it did store the record properly. because it was in an unknown state. So I thought all this stuff was gone. But it appears it did recover and save all that stuff that I put in here. So I got lucky.
You are clear to launch. Thank you, and please visit again. Thank you for contacting EDL Landing Assist. Landing complete. Have a pleasant stay.
That's an interesting bug. So they fixed the other one, but it's not updating the grid when you remove boxes from the grid in real time. Which is why when I did that, it's found this spot. Interesting. So what I need to do then is put this in here. But I can't put it in my ship. 143% if I put it in my ship, really? And I can't put it in itself? Oh boy, that's a hell of a bug. That'd be like a divide by zero bug. Wow. Well, that's messed up. I need to make me an indicator so I know when I have the mute button on or off.
Thank you, and please visit again. Please proceed to assigned landing bay.
Don't you just love it? Flight pattern, they build a building or they put a billboard or light post.
Landing complete. Have a pleasant stay.
Hey, bud. Thanks for following. I'm trying to figure out why an 8SCU is saying its capacity is infinite. But the other thing, a freaking mining head doesn't fit in an 8SCU box. Even an 840K, 84K. I'm trying to get rid of some of this shit that has duplicated 20 billion times over and over. It's not going to let me. I guess I ran out of 8K boxes.
Hey there. It's Rykos. What did they change recently? Like, my ship is flying way the fuck different, almost like it's decoupled. I like it. But it's like, what did am I decoupled? No, I'm coupled. The light's on. It feels way different. It's like, did they change something?
What ship?
I'm in the Vulture.
If you're in coupled, well, the master modes is different. Changes the whole flight mechanic.
No, not that. It's just like, it's more responsive. So like I can look around and shit, but my trajectory will continue where it's going. It'll gradually, like, especially if I give it some throttle, start going where I want it to go. But before it felt like it was on rails a little bit more. Like, yeah, I'd have to fight to turn. And obviously, if you went to uncoupled, you could turn more. It's allowing me to move around more freely, it seems. But in my shift it's like it took the coupled mode and reduced the severity, like how restrictive it is. I don't know. It feels really good. Second question: did they nerf plates in space? I've not been able to find a good, like, actually I haven't found any plates to salvage. I mean, honestly, it needed to be nerfed. It was way bad, but yeah, do you know?
No, it's just server performance as to when and where they finally spawn. And as for the ship itself, SIG's always tweaking. They're always tweaking it. So it's entirely possible that they updated it more to what they wanted the flight model to represent. Because keep in mind, on the back side that we don't see right now, they're preparing all the ships for flight control surfaces. Master modes is not done. We just got one little piece of master modes. There's a whole bunch of changes coming. So for example, that Vulture is going to fly like a brick in the air, literally.
Oh, in space it's flying like a dream.
It won't in air, that's for damn sure. It'll become a flying brick, if it'll even fly. Oh wait, that's got VTOL, so it'll be able to fly with its VTOL active, but it'll suck fuel like no tomorrow.
You would think that these scanners, like, I might have to start mining outside. I'm finding tons of ore, but no plates out here. But you would think that these scanners would be smart enough to be like rock or high concentrated metal and tell you what it is, like, from a distance.
Eventually, they're redoing radar and scanning too. So eventually you'll be able to do that, but you have to replace computer blades or your radar system to do that kind of stuff. Eventually you're going to have to make. Yeah, eventually you're going to have to make decisions for your ship, like let's say you're going to fly a Saber. You're going to have to decide whether you want to put radar that can find ore or radar that can actually find ships. That kind of thing.
Yeah, I can't wait for AI blades. I watched that video that you said they basically went over NPCs and stuff like that.
Yeah,
Oh,
that was a
yeah, I
good
feel like they
video.
can implement AI blades a little bit earlier than NPCs. It should maybe be a little bit easier.
They should have.
Like,
They
I'm
could
ready.
have. They could have given us NPC gunners a long time ago, and why they have not is pissed off a lot of people.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like that. Even if they didn't want to have the people itself, like they're saying that you can go and get AI blades, which are less, I mean, not as good as actual people like NPC gunners. Um, but like, why not do the AI blade? Just let your ship shoot somewhat.
Yeah, it's been something we have bitched about for as long as we've had the PU. It makes absolutely no sense.
Here's some freaking 12,000 signature. Maybe I'm gonna get some plates.
I think I just found a pretty big bug here. I got an ASCU container that I can't put anything in. What the fuck?
I'm supposed to be super close to whatever the heck this giant signal was. No, I can't find it. I have that. I always have a
You
hard
gotta
time
keep
finding.
Yeah, you just got to keep flying directly at it, and it'll pop up eventually.
I mean, I was like less than a kilometer away, and it's just like,
Right, but sometimes you got to slow way down because if you're way fast, you'll go right by it and not even know it. It won't have time to spawn.
I slowed it. I'm at stop. I was like inching my way forward, and I was like, okay, well, where is it? Because I've blown past a bunch before, so I learned my lesson. Let's see if I can just go a little far away and then turn around or something.
I don't even know how to make this repro for this box do that. This is messed up.
Like the frickin' ore wants to spawn, but not what I think was plates. Where did they go? My goodness. That's frustrating.
Yeah, so is this to me. And for those watching the stream, I gotta keep checking the audio so I don't have I have to mute that tool in order to not have the echo in the background. Now I need a tool that can show me how to mute it and show something, tell me that it's muted.
Oh my goodness. Okay then. I must have crashed into an asteroid or something. I blew up. That's what I get for going in
or
quantum
the item,
scan mode.
or the item that you were looking for spawned right on top of you.
I wasn't even close to it. I had given up and kept looking somewhere else. I don't know. I wish I had known. I wish it would be like, you died from crashing into an asteroid. But
more
yeah,
likely it was an object that didn't spawn fast enough, and it spawned on top of you or pretty close, so you blew up.
Maybe. But I mean, I was certainly being dangerous about not being in like shield mode, whatever you want to call it. Fuck, I should have docked with the station before I went on my adventure. I was gonna salvage near a lively station, but I never docked with it. I just went right into salvaging. Mistake. Now I'm all the way back on the planet side.
Man, I don't know who put this together, but they need to be taught how to make a sort.
I think I'm just gonna stick with actual ship salvaging because there's no that sucked. The game is running beautifully for me though. Like, granted, I blew up. I'm gonna assume that it was my own fault and I crashed into an asteroid with no shields on.
Yeah, it's running pretty smooth, that's true. Although I came into the game and I couldn't get my shit together to start with. It was like I was making every mistake you could make.
Like what?
Just stupid stuff, like couldn't get stopped, couldn't forgot my helmet, just dumbass things.
So your fault type stuff. I got you.
Yeah, it was one right after the other. I mean, it was hilarious. Those that were watching the stream when I started out probably laughing their asses off. Think Three Stooges type stuff.
You ever get like a medium to large size audience whenever like some new Star Citizen shit kicks off?
Oh yeah, I've had up to 200 people watching.
Nice. They'll all come back once like real news comes out and stuff. Have you ever considered making, or maybe you already do and I just don't know, YouTube videos?
Yeah, there's a USNC channel, so we're streaming to YouTube also.
Right, but you actually like make like a guide or some kind of how-to video or something like that?
I don't have the time.
No?
I don't have the time.
No.
I mean,
You got time to play, you got time to make the video.
Nope, because I spend all day outside working my property and planting food and stuff like that that you eat. And then at night I take a few hours to play.
Mm.
Yeah, trust me when I say it takes a lot of man hours in the spring and the fall outside. In the wintertime, I'm here every day, all day, because in the wintertime it's winter. I don't have to do shit. But in the summertime, spring and fall especially, my days are usually outside, which I prefer, to be honest with you.
I don't do that. Outside's scary. I send Jarvis out there, my personal robot. He does all the field work. Wouldn't that be nice?
Nope, because I would.
I know, I knew you were.
Yeah, I mean, it's.
Yeah, I was kidding.
Yeah, I know, but I mean, it's, you know, I couldn't imagine being that way. This is weird. I have filled my ship 50% full of stuff, but I've only lost 1% out of the local inventory. They need to get a handle on this damn duplication shit. This is ridiculous.
Oh, it's still happening?
When they patched, it duplicated. I think it actually quadrupled mine, because it took me, I was at an average of about 67% in my local inventory, and I ended up with 159%. And I'm still at 114%, and I've already dumped 2 loads of stuff up at Starbase.
Yeah, I was thinking about the other kind of duplication, like in game, not like your assets, but yeah.
It's not helping that these 8 SCU boxes are not working, because I could fill them too, but they're bugged for some reason. Elvis impersonations? Oh my god. No, not a chance. Yeah, they're all bugged. Capacity is infinite. And I can't put them back in my inventory because of this. This is weird. I've never seen this before. Because I'm thinking it's grid related. I wonder if I take them outside the ship's grid. Let's try that. Come on. Now let's see what happens. I hate this system. I'm just going to popping back and forth for the audio. If I forget to turn off the mic and you start hearing a bunch of echoes, just let me know in chat.
Will do. Wait,
I was talking through the stream.
Okay. I'll be sure to let you know too, though. I don't know. If I hear echoes, I'm going to say something.
Yeah, I haven't tried that yet. I have a feeling that'll work. I'm wondering, actually, I'm going to go store the ship because I'm wondering if that'll work too. The weird part, I think, Biff, I think before you got here, I had this Corsair I'd loaded up the other night, and I stored it just like I'm going to do now, and it stored to unknown status. When I came in tonight to check, it appeared, except it was stored in a completely different place. I had to fly out to that location. Actually, it stored it out at Pyro. I had to fly out there to get the ship, and all the stuff that I had put in it from here, because this is where that happened, was still in it. So they definitely have some issue going big time with persistence in the back end and whatever else.
Maybe it was because of this fix thing that they were doing to kind of fuck some shit up.
No, the hotfix was from today. This was a couple days ago.
Oh.
Inquire today to learn how you can invest in making Corp your new home.
Please visit us again.
Oh, Flight Ready works again, by the way. The one that you said is UG.
ASOP vehicle retrieval system.
I am grateful that it's back.
Your vehicle
For
has
the
been
latest
delivered to
travel
the following.
information,
Please visit us
be
again.
sure to check the departure and arrival boards conveniently located throughout the spaceport.
I really do not like this new interface stuff. Not at all. It's cumbersome. It's hard to use. Well, it's not hard to use. It's cumbersome. You got to make more clicks to accomplish anything. It's not user-friendly at all.
You're talking about master modes?
Do what?
You're talking about master modes or something else?
Well, master modes too. I hate master modes. I can't stand it. But It's got some nice features, but the fact that you turn off your countermeasures, your weapons, and your defenses, shields, that's just the
Well,
dumbest
if you
thing
weren't
I've ever seen.
if you weren't talking about master modes, what were you talking about?
Oh, the interface itself now in the game. This interact mode with the circle that pops up, and you know when you want to open something, that, trying to open a panel or a door or something, but it's ridiculous. And the sad part, every time they tweak something, then the hotspot moves and you can't get into a ship, or you can't get out through a door, or a lever doesn't work, you know, because the hotspot's gone. Yeah, it is. I'm going to do the log out the main menu and see if this will reset. For those watching, we're just trying to isolate a bug here. I mean, you know, because since I found it, now I got to repro it. Yeah, I've played with all those settings, Biff, for the F key and stuff, and it's actually I have them turned off, but this is the hot fix that I'm using, so the settings are all back to what they originally were.
Welcome to the ASOP Vehicle Retrieval System.
Alright, let's try the relog. I know how I can have that show up so I can see it full time. I need to put a second monitor on this machine. Ha! That way I can see when it goes mute or not mute. It's something new because I output now in 7.1 surround for the stream. Or no, 5.1 output. I hear in 7.1, but I output in 5.1. I've seen that problem crop up every once in a while. Now I get the hiccups. Anyway, as I was saying, if I don't mute the output, the echo to you guys watching is just, it's bad. Yeah, there's some ships, I'm trying to remember which ship it was now. One of them, you can't even use the doors because the hotspot's gone. Or like in Corsair here, you can't turn the lights on and off now because you can highlight the hotspot, but clicking opens or closes the ramp. It won't turn the lights on or off. It's all screwed up again. I don't have that problem. I'm happy though because they finally sent me my, because I'm 100%, I get my property taxes back 100%. And I finally, after how long, just got them back. So I might actually splurge and buy a second monitor for myself.
You're operating with one monitor right now?
Yep. Because I had
Oh my god.
I had one die and I had to move the other one to the second machine, so I had 4K on it. So now I'm down to one.
I got the shivers. I was like, I wouldn't wish that upon my worst enemy.
Yeah, except, after 2014, I became a poor man. So I was rich. I was rich when I was still active and single.
Yeah. And it's like, all right, well, here's this bowl of glass. You have to eat that, but here's the second monitor. It's all yours. Go ahead and use it. Like.
Yeah.
Terrible.
Well, some keep telling me that, someday I'll probably have enough subscribers that I can buy myself a monitor. And I said, well, at the rate I'm going, that's like winning a lottery. So I'll probably win the lottery before that happens.
It would have to have some freak shit happen. It's very uncommon and extremely difficult to be successful on Twitch without having an avid YouTube channel. And though I'm not talking about streaming YouTube, I mean actual just videos posted. That's why I stopped, because it's so much work to make those videos and edit them and stuff. I was just like, nah, I couldn't do it. I mean, I could do it, but not and have it's a full-time job.
Yep.
And it was taking away the fun. I play games for fun to relax and stuff, and it was eating into that, and I didn't like where I was headed, so I was like, nah.
Yep. Well, that's also why I run USNC the way I do. I don't plan on being a manager of a 1,000-person org. I plan on being the leader of an org that's a good group of people, up to maybe 100, 150 at most, and that's it. I don't plan on being a manager. I haven't even counted lately. How many do we have right now? I'd have to look it up.
Haven't the slightest.
I think it's probably 50 approximately total. But a lot of them are military active or whatever, so they don't get in very often, it sucks, but it is what it is. That's why it's a military org. Although we have some good civilians too, so that helps. There's some really good civilian players. And yeah, as for YouTube, I just don't have the time to do that kind of. I'm also not a creative person, unless you want to talk guns.
Well, that could be it. You could literally make a video that's. Okay, real life guns. I mean, you could do that too.
Because keep in mind that YouTube demonetized all gun videos.
Yeah, you're right. They're fucking stupid. You're right. As soon as I said it, I was just like, yeah, we won't make any money.
Yeah.
But here's the thing, though. You could use that to you could make an audience with that, and then have other videos that are more not gun related or whatever.
Right, but again, that's a full-time job. And most of the YouTubers that I've met or talked to, including some of my buddies that I serve with, they say the same thing. They have somebody that actually handles their video production and does all that menial work. So, you know, they just have to record stuff and be on video live, and they have somebody else that does all that work.
Yeah. If you have enough money to pay for an editor, that's all you need. Like, but you need to have that initial funds that you're willing to just, here you go, and hire. It's like a full-time employee, and all you do is just constantly stream, and they'll go and take all that shit and turn it into a video. But that shit can get expensive. Like, you gotta find somebody starting out. Why the heck? I could have sworn I hear noises when people come into channels. People just like slipping in here all quiet like, but I see you. You can't sneak past me.
I think his mic's...
My mic's muted.
Oh, there you are. Yeah, I didn't hear anything out of you. We were just talking.
You just got here like seconds ago.
How is the hot fix?
Yeah, hotfix seems to be pretty stable.
I've been running really smooth. I mean, okay, I blew up, but that might have been my own fault. So unknown. Like in space, I think I might have crashed into an asteroid, but it seems to be running like butter right now, like really good.
Well.
Biff, by the way, you're welcome to come join us in Discord if you ever want to. I'm talking to Biff O'Bagan on the Twitch chat. Queen is there too.
Hi, Bill.
His last name's Bagan. It's like is he from the Shire?
Yep, Biff O'Bagan.
Throw me a party invite. I'm in your server.
All right.
Oh, I'm on your server as well. I joined on you. I don't know if you've been in this whole time or not, but I definitely joined on you.
I just joined in on Malachi, so.
No, that's what I was saying. I joined on him as well, but I didn't I just kind of like creeped in here.
Biff,
I'm still out of the station.
If we're not already friends, Biff, just send a friend request to Malachi, and then I'll send you the link.
Eagle, you want to do some epic salvage missions?
I think we should be though, because of ETF.
Is the event over?
Event. Yeah, that's all over and done with.
Thank God. That's why the servers are running better. I guess I should transfer all my gobbledygook over to my home base, huh?
I'm trying to transfer all my shit out of my home base so I can actually use it.
Oh, is my rep fucking gone?
That's right. Your inventory's maxed out, isn't it?
Your vehicle has been delivered to the following location.
And now I can't get the 8 SCU boxes to work. They're showing infinite storage space, but they won't hold anything.
Hope it all fits in this Taurus. How much room does Taurus have?
I don't know, but I couldn't. I don't know. They need to. I guess the cargo refactor is supposed to fix all this, right?
I think it's gonna make it worse.
Yeah, I do too. I don't like the hangars, and of course I am biased. I admit that. But I wrote a forum post because the first thing I noticed when you walk in the hangars, why is all this junk laying around? These are supposed to be our hangars.
Yeah.
So they're full
Why
of
is there
boxes.
garbage everywhere?
Yeah. And then that's the first thing. And then I also wrote in there, I said, what happened to our actual hangars? You know, with our command center, the overhead floors or passageways that we could go on, the dynamic hangar where, as we added ship, you know, we could have more pads dynamically. Because they already had all instance hangars that we had before. So this, you know,
Why can't I just have my hangers back now?
exactly.
They had hangar door, you know, opening above them and everything. They just
Yep.
didn't, you know, implement it.
Yep. And then the other thing I hit him hard on was that sliding floor. It just looks cheesy.
Atrocious. It's horrible.
Yep. And I said, why didn't you do what's used in real life, or what like X4 Foundations does? You split them apart, but you do it like a clamshell. You know,
A
they
sliding
raise up
floor
the
talk
top.
in here?
Do what?
How does the sliding floor work? What don't you like about it?
Oh, we can show it to you.
We can't show you. We can tell you though.
I know that's what I'm saying. Describe it.
So
It's just-
it drops first.
The
it
constellation,
sinks, right?
the constellation hangar, constellation elevator. It's the same type of design.
Okay, so it sinks down.
No,
Yeah.
it doesn't. It doesn't actually sink down. What it does is the doors open, and who knows where they slide to, and then the hangar floor is also right there, flush with the rest of the floor. Then then that part of it is a raise and lower elevator, but we're talking about the doors that cover it. They're also flush, but they have no depth and no they're I don't know how to describe it. Maybe Pigo, you can describe it better.
It's like 90% of the hangar, you know, is this movable floor, right? So you can't put anything on it, and you have just this the little area around the you know, around the edge of that main floor area, and which isn't much, right? So that whole thing, when you call a ship, opens up, the floor drops, right? Or something. It opens up and the floor's down there, and then it brings the ship up, right? And then it, you know, closes. It's just weird. It's just weird. Yes.
I think it looks cheesy. It looks cheap. It looks fake. I mean, there's no immersion to it at all.
Yeah, but it like opens up, and then the ship is down below in the pit on this other floor, and it lifts that floor up, right? And if you're storing it, it like lowers that floor, just lowers straight down, and then the thing closes over it. The floor then closes up over the top, right?
Right.
Okay.
It's, and of course, meanwhile, you know, you can fall in it. If you fall in, you'll die, right? Because it's a long ways down for at least the extra large hangar, and it's garbage. It's just garbage.
Yeah. I mean, I spawned a Pisces last night, and I'm thinking to myself, I'm in a freaking Kraken-sized hangar. I had the very extra large hangar, and I'm like, this is bullshit. I should be able to spawn a fleet in here, you know, that type of thing, of small ships. Because the hangars we used to have, they were awesome. I wish I'd have taken video of them back then, because I loved them. They were great.
There's old video out there. There's tons of videos of that on the internet somewhere.
Oh yeah, Biff, you're right. Yeah, exactly right. Like Biff just brought up, how about like here in the Corsair even, you go up in the cockpit and you got cables laying all over with an extra monitor laying on the deck. It's like, what the fuck?
Nothing like the ship is just half-assed done.
Exactly.
It's so irritating. Now, granted, if that was something where I could pick that up and move it around, it's like an auxiliary control panel that can be mounted in a place you like it's customizable, that would be cool. But no, it's just sitting there lying on the floor where you can't even see it. Stupid. It's functional, it's just, yeah, stupid. Yeah, that's a great idea. No, it's not. We are very picky, aren't we?
I don't think that has anything to do with being picky. I think that has to do with the fact that we've all seen what they could have done, what we had before.
Yeah, different
And-
iterations that
Yeah.
were far superior. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, that's what's sad is that the versions that we had before were far, far, far superior to what we have now. It's just it's. By the way, Biff, that worked. So yep, for the workaround, you got to log, and then come back in. Now let's see if I can fit anything in it.
Seriously?
What?
Oh, I can't turn my Taurus on.
Oh, flight ready works again. So if you have a button for that.
Yeah, I do. It doesn't work. I've stored it now already once.
This makes no sense. Mining head is like it'd be 252,000.
Oh my God, you got quite a few of those.
But it won't. How does that take up so much room? I mean, it's smaller in size than an 8 SCU box, yet takes up freaking, what, 30 times the volume?
Yeah.
It makes literally no sense. I'm doing the math in my head, so don't knock me for me being off, but
Well,
200
that mining head, it'll fit in a 1 SCU box, really.
it will?
If you were to set it all. Yeah, oh yeah.
Oh, it is micro SU.
Easy.
So yeah. So I should be able to fit one. Let's see, micro SU. So that would be 25K. 25 SCU. If it's 252,000 micro SCU, would be 25 approximately SCU, right?
Yeah.
So I should
Sounds
be able to
fine.
fit all of these mining heads inside this 8,000K. Oh, it's 8,000K micro SCU.
Oh, yeah.
But still.
So
But
yeah,
frickin-
because it's 8 SCU. That's an 8 SCU box.
Yeah. So
You
a
need to
mining
split
head is
those up.
25 SCU, but a mining head is 25 SCU, which is smaller in size than an 8 SCU box. It makes no sense.
You have to. It's 21 of them. Just split it. Try and split it to another number.
Split what?
The SCU pile or the mining head pile.
I'm not following what you mean.
Isn't there 21 of them there, or am I looking at the wrong? Oh, I'm looking at the wrong thing.
Yeah, just one.
Okay,
See,
yeah, I
get rid
saw
of
that
this.
21. I thought this.
Yeah, see,
Those
like
good
here's. Let me
21
pick a different one.
ones.
Here's a 84K or an 88.4 SCU mining laser head. This won't even fit in an 8,000 SCU box. Wait a second. Yeah, it did. It took 3%. That doesn't make any sense.
I think you just had to break its cherry. Now it's
But I
fine.
tried it with this one and it won't fit. 84,000 goes into 252,000 how many times?
Math.
Five times? That doesn't make any sense. Literally.
That's why the ship won't run.
Why? What is it?
I
Where you're like,
I pulled all the components out. All right.
Hey, I would never admit to making that same mistake.
It's okay. Which ship did I put all the parts into? What was I flying that? I can find it. I'll just find it.
You know what's worse? When you take off and your thrusters work great and you get out there and then realize you forgot to install an engine.
I put them in the Andromeda. That's why. Because we were running with other people, so I wanted to have the 2 turrets, so I brought the Andromeda over.
Someday they are going to fix this sort routine. This is ridiculous. Man, I thought multi-tools are supposed to be stackable. Aren't they?
I don't know.
Yeah. Well, wait. No, mine never seemed to stack. I've seen them stack for some unknown reason, but normally I can't get them to stack if I try to do it.
Biff says the Halsey and the Retaliator last week, anyway, were the only ships that could move ship components right now.
Oh, okay. I don't have ship components to move. I'm good. Just a bunch of armor.
God, this is annoying as hell. Okay, so apparently you can get multi-tools in a stack, you just can't put them there yourself. At least I can't, so far. Every time I try, it resets my inventory and I have to wait 30 seconds for it to loop around. Link to this. Send me a friend request, Malachi, on Discord. I'll then reply with the link. Just let me know when you send it. Let me know when you send it, Biff.
I'm saying once we get 3-4, salvage is going to get a lot better.
Why do you think that?
Oh, because we can put components and store them in on the elevator, you know, on the storage elevator. And they lock to the grid.
Yeah, true. If it works. Well, yeah, I mean, come on. You gotta put that caveat in there.
What on earth? I'm having a strange issue salvaging this ship where it's like, a lot of saying invalid surface. Like the main part of the hull is saying is invalid.
Yeah, there are certain parts of ships that you can't salvage, that's true. Not yet, anyway.
I mean,
Yeah.
we're talking about like the main part of the ship, like its surfaces and shit.
Yep, that's...
It must be bugged
what is
out.
the ship?
It is an Origin 325A.
That's why it's an old ship.
Like, am I gonna have to fucking disintegrate this shit? Fracture and I mean...
Maybe. That might do it if you can. It may not be too small to fracture, or... Wait, are you on a vulture?
No, I'm in a vulture. It's
Okay.
gonna... It's fracturing. But it's like, why, it's fucking weird. Why no ship has ever acted like that before? I'm just trying to get through this small shit so I can get a bigger contract. But it's like, at
You're
least
gonna
let me get
find
that.
you're gonna find ships that have parts that you can't salvage too, like weapons, components like that. They'll just float there, landing gear, that kind of thing.
Yeah. All the ones that don't have them physicalized yet, you can't. It doesn't work.
Oddly enough, it actually let me salvage some of the components that were on it, like missiles and shit like that. But the main hull, it's not letting me. Anyways, fracturing it let me finish the quest, so whatever.
Good.
I'll just leave it in pieces here. Because I don't want the components. It's just not worth even carrying.
Okay, scroll down, and you should see us in the room called General Voice right now. It worked. I gave you access as a friend of this channel. There he is. Worked.
Hey, hey.
Hey,
Hey.
you must be bored to be here in my stream.
No, I saw you posted, and I see you post it every once in a while, and I figured, not necessarily. I saw you link it a couple of times. Absolutely. I could see that.
Con can't carry it all.
The funny thing, too, about the Retaliators, you don't even need the cargo modules in order to be able to move the ship components.
Okay.
I gotta go.
Yeah,
Job
I know.
offer.
See ya. Good
See ya.
luck.
Good luck. I had to turn. Go ahead.
For
Job
tonight,
offer,
yeah. I
some
mean,
sort.
if you're looking for a job, that's
This
pretty
late
important.
at night, too. I won't ask what he does. Hope it doesn't involve lingerie. Eh. Awesome possum. Ah. Over the hump? Is he over the hump?
Yeah, I think so.
Does that still count as a military?
And remember, he didn't go
Does that
Space
still
Force.
count as a military? Yeah, there's that.
But yeah, he's not a Marine. Um, yeah, I think he's Air Force. Because they had offered him to move over to Space Force.
It would have been interesting, at least.
And he
I
declined
imagine there's
it,
a
but-
lot of civilian jobs that would triangulate with that. Absolutely. Yep. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You just want your own personal cryopod. So you can take, MDS to the future.
Well, it'd be kind of cool if they could put you in a nice freeze and when they can repair you back up to 100%. You know. Uh-huh. Just put you on park until they have the tech. Absolutely. Who's to say that's not already happening? You know, they actually got a DNA thing now that they can do to make people grow teeth again. You see that? Yeah. Could you imagine if you got like snaggletooth or something like that, a lot of British heritage or something to that effect?
Yeah.
And then you got all these teeth coming in like sideways.
Bad teeth.
Uh-huh. Absolutely. You might be able to just regrow teeth where they're supposed to grow. That has to replace bone too.
Yeah.
Could you imagine the poor guys that went out there and got their root canal to get their wisdom teeth pulled and all that other crap, and all of a sudden they start growing back? You have to experience that all over again? No, thank you.
Wait, the other freaky one is that the human genome thing. They've been trying to obviously learn all they can, right? But they recently found a section of the human genome DNA that's like it's been sliced out, right? They look back, they think, well, this looks like it. They had some date that's like 900,000 years ago. That this section of our DNA data, right, our genome, is just blank. Like the data in it is just not
Are you
there anymore.
talking about like Lucy that has like all of a
No,
sudden the
not
brain
Lucy.
is
This is
twice
our
as her
current,
brain was like twice as
it's,
high, twice as big as any of the other primates that are
yeah,
available
well,
at her time.
Lucy's
She's a
about
freak.
10 different animals.
Mm-hmm.
In reality, the bones that they patch that thing together. You notice she doesn't that they actually, if you looked at the actual bones, they're from a whole bunch of different, apes and different animals. They're not
Really, I wouldn't even be able to
but
tell. I mean, most of that stuff looked like rocks to me in the first
yeah,
place.
and there's
I
no
could never
hands
find
or
it.
feet. Like if you look at it, if you look at the actual bones that they made the quote unquote reconstruction from, it's nothing. It's a bunch of little fragments, no feet, no hands at all, right? It's just, honestly, it's pure freaking fiction.
Yeah, imagine that back then you died. I mean, you were garbage for just about everything.
Yeah, it's interesting that we just don't find human remains, right? Of any date.
Well,
But
if you look at
yeah,
it this way,
they're
look
freaking
at
out.
this. Like if you had like metal, and it was 100,000 years ago, and you had built like a car, for example, that
Yeah,
car would not exist. It would not exist. The only thing that someone who built a car 100,000 years ago that would remain right now is something they made from stone. Fred Flintstone's car might survive, but something made in Detroit, no, won't happen because metal just completely deteriorates, oxidizes the whole thing.
yeah, yeah.
There are some things where they've made stuff from, like some of the Russian kings and had some stuff that were fashioned out of something that came from a meteorite that happened to survive. They're saying that historically that it's possible that in in Britain after the Romans had met their first fall, that a sword was crafted out of a meteorite that was mixed with like a crude pig iron of some sort, and that survived a long, long time. That might have been actually what started the Excalibur stories and such. But that's about it. I mean, we've got huge blocks. You know, you look at some of the foundations that even Roman cities are built on. You look at what the Sphinx is sitting on. Those things are huge and they're well fitted together. You know, they're saying, for example, that we've got what is it? We've got history that goes back to, like, at first we were saying it was like 7,000 years, and now with that Telepy or whatever like that that's in Turkey, they're saying that that was the last time someone inhabited that was 11,000 years ago. And then now they've got some other places that they're finding that may have been even older than that. And to top it off, they found another Mayan city that's going back. The first studies that they're doing are finding this the civilization might have been there 15,000 years ago. If we go to the Sumerians, which were the first people to actually draw a plow across the field and actually do real stay-at-home farms and stuff like that, they had two rivers that surrounded both their territories. They just farmed the hell out of everything in between. They got irrigation going, they got trigonometry going, they've got all this stuff, and they got it from some folks that were flooded out of their homes down in southern Iraq. You know, because the whole thing's a marsh now, but they're finding with this water archaeology, they're finding even older settlements that are where the riverbanks used to be a long time ago. You know, like tens of thousands of years ago. So I think that we're in for a big carbon dating surprise party here before too long.
Yeah, their dating's pretty garbage. I mean, they've done testing on it with like, there was an eruption in Hawaii, right? Documented, written down. They witnessed it on the boat. They know exactly when it was. They know where the flow was, everything, right? But if you go down and they carbon date that volcanic flow as it goes down in the water, they get, I mean, the date ranges they get say that it's like fucking 200,000 years old. And it's like, no, I think you're wrong. You know, we got witnesses on this one. Sorry.
Yeah, I imagine there's a lot of differences with chemical makeup too. You know, like how the salt water and things like that actually affect the metallurgy that is in the lava. You know, because it's just not pumice. there's rock and other melted stuff that's in there as well.
I'm back.
See, it didn't take him very long to get the lingerie at all.
Yeah, that was. I mean, it wasn't a call. It was a message on LinkedIn. It was actually a message from my direct supervisor now, that her ex-husband messaged me on LinkedIn, who happens to live in Dallas-Fort Worth, Texas, right where I want to move, and he's a hiring manager. And he doesn't have a job for me, but he has got a buddy that might have a job for me. Anyways, I'm going to talk with him more tomorrow. So I was like, well, let's see how hard I can ride this nepotism.
Well, what field is it?
IT. Same, yeah, my normal field. But I mean, it's so broad. Who knows if, like, if I'll be qualified or not for what they got going on.
Well, I'm curious as to if you'd qualify for any defense department stuff.
I do. I definitely do.
GSA jobs are kind of nice.
I'm not discounting those, and that's kind of like my fallback. I could go work on a skiff and get a job lined up for that easily. Like, I've had companies contact me like, hey, come work for us, and I'm like, I'll, like, politely, like, still figuring things out, but I don't want to work on a fucking windowless building. Like,
well,
I don't want.
The reason I mentioned it is because I saw up here for Menominee Shipbuilding. Wisconsin's building the brand new Constellation class frigate for the U.S. Navy. We were selected to be built, and they need network engineers because it's all modern. The frigate is being built with basically futuristic weapon systems in mind. So you can imagine the networking it's going to have.
What's nice is it still has standard switches and Ethernet ran through it.
Yeah, when shit goes down, we still can freaking do something because we've got casualty control.
Yeah, I'm trying
Oh,
to
yeah.
either be remote or if I'm
Welcome.
either going to stay where I am or I'm going up to the Dallas Fort Worth area. That's the only place I'm really wanting to move to.
Well, it's kind of hard to work
Although
remote on a warship. You know, it's hard to work remote on a warship, designing it and
yeah,
all that kind of
agreed.
stuff.
Unless you're like doing merchant stuff, with merchant marines or somebody like that, where you're doing everything remotely to like I guess navigation, right? Navigation, putting people into port for maintenance and such like
Yeah,
that.
but
All that stuff's done remote.
in this case, nobody works remote because it's a super classified build
Oh
out
yeah,
of
I
a
know.
brand new
Skiff.
warship.
You're
Yeah,
lucky
this
you
is
can
all
go
skiff
with the same
stuff.
clothes you had on the beginning.
Yep.
They sure messed that up in
Yep.
yeah, up in Washington, haven't they?
Yeah, I just had my security clearance redone, and I can't even say why, but everybody is going through the process right now for that project.
I keep it for my black passport.
You have one of those too, huh?
Uh-huh. I figured you know what I mean.
Yeah. I don't know if it's the same as what it used to be.
Well, you can get to go through the same place as the
C2.
ambassadors, which is nice.
Yeah, no. What is it? Has it changed since 2014 in terms of what it actually is?
They've kind of rolled up like the ambassadorship stuff, like protection details and stuff like that. They've rolled that all up into the same thing as like attachés.
Right, but I meant physically,
so
the actual physical thing that you use for
yeah,
that level.
it's the same.
It is the same.
Mm-hmm. It also opens you up for specialized what do you call that? Specialized licenses for like Interpol and things like that for carries and so on.
Yeah, that's nice because I have that one, and I also have the law that was passed right after 9/11. The Federal Uniform or Federal Law Enforcement Firearm Protection Act. I think that's what it's called. So I can carry anywhere. Nobody can say boo about it. And I've got
they
my.
tried to mess that up too by saying that you could that you would be a fill-in air marshal too when you're going internationally.
Yep,
and
they did.
I'm so glad they got rid of that because your anonymity would just be gone.
Yeah, exactly. Although I don't know if you were or not, but they issued all of us DHS ID and full powers of arrest and everything. So it's at first I was like, why am I being given a Department of Homeland Security ID? You know, it's like, what the fuck? Because I didn't work for DHS, but it's how DOD handles that type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
So I can arrest all of you. You better watch your mouth. Because don't you know, Biden?
Better
if
announce
you say
yourself if you're coming on the property.
Yeah, exactly. Wait a second. I haven't heard anything about my situation, so they must have decided that case closed. Obviously, I didn't hit anybody. Nobody showed up at the hospital.
There you go.
Well, if they're smart, they wouldn't have gone to a local one anyways.
Yeah, well, you're talking about black gangbangers that they don't really have a lot of brain power.
Well, I don't know what their color has to do with it, but idiots are idiots.
Well, that's who these were. I mean, that was the whole giveaway of what was going on.
We were trying to throw up like solar powered water desalination, there in Yemen, and the Houthis were starting to go around and actually tear it up, take it away from the business or some of the shore lined villages, and yeah, we had to put a stop to that.
Yeah, what we're referring to is I had shots fired on my property. Was it 2 weeks ago now, Pigo?
fight with you?
Yeah, the
By me,
neighbor
yeah.
of yours, right? Yeah, but that
Well, it wasn't
rental
the neighbor
place
per se. It was people he had rented that
rented.
home
Yeah.
to, which he's now tearing down.
I'll be back.
Okay.
I'm lost. I
Anyway,
thought you
yeah.
said Hootie. Sorry.
No. I had we had a incursion on my property here, and my canine was the one that actually alerted me, even though we have security cameras. Canine alerted me first, and when I went out, I'm always armed, but at night I'll take a long rifle or my Benelli M4 shotgun.
And that's just because a boar spear is just too damn heavy.
Yeah, but I have night vision, so on my rifles or my Benelli. And I went out, and as I come out to my truck, the dog's alerting in that direction. I see a guy come out from behind the truck, and turns out what he was holding was a tree branch, but he had it in both of his hands. What we think was that was the noise the dog heard. He was probably trying to beat on the windows or something to get into the truck. But as he came around the truck, it looked like he had a rifle in his hands. So I fired off a couple of rounds. And lo and behold, didn't hit him, and I was only about 50 feet away. I was like,
So it wasn't
what
like
the
Hollywood.
fuck? Huh?
So it wasn't like Hollywood.
No, but we found out why I missed him. The night vision scope had on there, which I actually have tore down apart now. The optical, it's an OLED display, and the actual optics part of it, I don't know if I banged it or something the last time I cleaned the weapon or whatever, last time I shot it, which has been a few months. I don't know what I did, but the whole display shifted, which took my aim off to the right. We know it took it off to the right because I hit a tree he was between the tree and the truck, and the tree is what I hit, about 2 inches to his right. So it turns out it was the scope. Something broke in the scope, and I'm waiting on a part that goes in the scope. It's a plastic part that holds that display part solid. So that was why.
What happened after shots fired?
Well, then the sheriff come out, of course, and blah blah. Well,
So
the sheriff
you
didn't
made
come
him
out right
stay.
away, but
You asked the person to stay until.
Oh no, they took off running. They took off running.
Okay.
And I actually wasn't going to say anything, but I had talked to the neighbor, and the sheriffs came over and arrested a bunch of the yahoos out of that house. And my neighbor let slip that a couple of nights earlier I had fired at one of them or more of them. So they came over and talked to me a bit and whatever. It was no big deal. And I said, yeah, I didn't figure I'd waste anybody's time because I clearly missed them. But I was also thankful. I told him flat up, I go, when I got over there, it became clear to me that he had a stick in his hand. The only problem was about 10 minutes later, I was with the dog and we're walking the property to just make sure there's nobody else lurking in the bushes and stuff. Because I was dark. He didn't even see me. And two shots were fired. I didn't hear any. I didn't hear I didn't hear the snick or the passing of the rounds. They were clearly a 22. It wasn't any large caliber. And the dog wasn't alerting. But they were in the same area of woods as we were headed toward it. So what I'm thinking was, it's a good chance maybe it was a gun, not a freaking stick. Because when I got over there, there's a stick laying on the ground next to my truck. And so I assume that's what he was carrying. But sheriff agreed he thinks that they were armed because they found 22, a couple of 45s, and a bunch of other shit with drugs and whatever when they took a bunch of them out of the house, yeah. Yeah, and they wouldn't have done that if I hadn't.
Cooking in it?
Huh?
Were they cooking?
Oh yeah. Needles,
so is
the whole
it
9 yards.
contaminated? Is it going to be condemned? Or are they
The one room is pretty bad, so they ripped out all the sideboards, and the neighbor, he would not have done
for the
that.
copper.
No, just this, it embeds itself in the walls, and
Yeah, and then it's toxic. You don't want anybody living in there is going to get sick.
Right, but what I told him was, this was just a few days, maybe 5 days ago. I go, John, did you have the sheriff's department come out and go through that house with you with their dog? He's like, well, no, why would I do that? They're gone. I'm like, you need to cover your ass. You don't know what's in that house. So he took my advice, and the sheriff even said, yeah, it's a good move because now it's on record that we cleared the house for you. They found needles and a bunch of other shit, so he didn't go into a lot of detail, but you know, it's like, yeah, you make sure you always do that. Have the police come out, have it put on the record that, you know, you wanted the place checked and everything after an incident like that. So
who's going to come and destroy the building now?
I don't know. He didn't say, but he's going to take the building out.
Maybe volunteer it to the local fire department for training.
It's too close to the road for friendly burn. Based on our laws here, it's got to be a certain distance from the road for them to do that. Oh, damn, frickin' tick bite, man, pain in the ass. But anyway, so that was the excitement for this month. But
yeah, sounds pretty exciting.
Yeah, now I have a tactical 5X on that same weapon until I get that particular night vision scope working again. But I'm gonna have some fun because I'll have to zero it completely now. But I was flabbergasted. I'm like, I don't fucking miss. It's like, what the hell? I couldn't.
Yeah, somebody was looking out for you.
Yeah, that's what I say. I still want to say it was probably a stick, but after having 2 rounds fired 10 minutes later in that same general area of the woods, who knows? You know, who knows? So, just pisses me off that my scope is broke. That thing is a freaking expensive scope too. Although it's actually more expensive than my FLIR.
They can't like open it up and reseat the mirrors or anything?
No, I opened it because it's out of warranty.
Oh, okay.
I figured I thought maybe it just jostled loose in there, something came loose, a wire came out, whatever. And when I opened it, there's a clip in there, and that thing had broken. And when I contacted them about it, I'm like, I don't even know how it could break. And they go, yeah, that's one of the old models. They go, that was a problem they had. If it was hit hard enough, that clip had enough pressure on it that it would snap it. So they've redesigned it long since then, because that scope's probably, well, it was back when I was part of the tracking point test, so it'd be 11 years, 12 years. I think it was 2012 when I got it. But yeah, so all I got to do, they're just sending me one, and then all I have to do is reattach that and then reattach the alignment mirror to where it's supposed to be attached. So it's pretty simple, pretty straightforward. I was actually considering doing a plastic weld, welding the plastic, but I figured.
Malachi?
Yep.
Come to Hangar 8 so you can get your armor.
Oh, okay, hold on.
Or you can get my armor that I'm giving you.
Yeah. Hold on, I gotta finish emptying another ship before I can even take it, because I have no place to put it.
Well, you don't have to take it. You just come to Hangar 8 and put it in your local storage. Oh,
No, my local storage is full.
Your local storage is full. Okay.
Hold on, I'll spawn a ship. We can put it on that ship.
Well, you're gonna have to put it in your local storage though to do that.
No, I'll spawn the ship. You come to my hangar, and then you come into my ship, and then move it. Then I'll put it in
your external storage of the ship.
Yeah. Yep.
All right. A C2 will work, I guess.
Your insurance claim, thank you.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna spawn.
I'll be so happy when they have like a favorites or something like that at the top of that. You know, to where you don't have to scroll away your list, or at least that it doesn't time out as long as you're looking at your ships.
Yeah, well, I've always, you've heard me bitch about the fact that they created this stuff and didn't even put the basics in them.
And then the buttons, it just drives me up the wall. Why do I have to get the inner thought button for something just as simple as to click and open a damn door? I don't get it.
Exactly.
Can they say that this one just opens or closes? It doesn't need all the other stuff? You know, you go to the moons, like at Ida or something where you can actually do trade, and you open the airlock, and you're not even anywhere on that huge cycle, the airlock thing. It's like way above it, way above the F to be able to get that to even work. It's crazy. You get in a really stressful situation or something like that where you got to click a lot of stuff to make it work really quick, and all of a sudden the inner thought jumps up.
Yeah, it's just like trying to climb in.
Much.
Yeah, it's just like trying to climb into a cockpit seat when you're under fire.
Mm-hmm. I've been trying to get it just right too, like when I run cargo and so forth, to where I get that sequence right from landing gear up, shields are still on. Once the landing gear's up, I do full throttle. I hit the afterburner. Then I try to make it into nav mode so that transition is just as close as possible. But there's such a lull between the SCM speed and where you can actually get into navigation speed and break it past 200, 300. By that time, if you're a big ship, you're already taking shots. And you're lowering your shields?
Yep. Now you know why I've been bitching about it so much.
I know. I've always made sure to get in the thumbs up, add a quote, add a comment.
Yeah, it's appreciated. Because it's just, it's driving me fucking nuts. I mean, they've added 20, you got to go, now instead of just, like you said, one click or one or two clicks to accomplish something, now you got to do like 5 or 6 to accomplish the same thing.
You remember what they said too? They're like, "Oh yeah, this is more intuitive and fewer clicks," and I'm like, "The hell it is."
Yeah, exactly.
3 times the clicks. It's like, jeez, Louise.
It's like Helen Keller trying to read a waffle iron.
That's a good one. I like that. Yeah, it makes no sense. It's what happens, I guess, when you have a project and you let the coders, the people who write the code, design the interfaces, which is a huge mistake.
Well, they have no real world experience. I think that's what it is. Like when they're designing these ships, thinking, okay, well, I've got the Freelancer and I got the Cuddy Black. They're supposed to be like balanced with each other. So let's tell the Freelancer that it can't fire to the front with the rear turret because that out balances it against the Cuddy Black. If Toyota and Honda made the exact same car.
Way back when. I was just disgusted by it. I was like, so you screwed up the ship because you wanted it
to be balanced.
Worse. Because your quote unquote balanced perspective it's like, okay.
And then you take something like a Honda Accord and you got a Toyota Camry. Do you think that they're going to stop? Wait a minute. That Toyota over there doesn't have power windows, so we can't have that at the same price. We have to make sure that we don't outstage them. Or if you're making a military product, wouldn't you make it as resilient as possible so that people would pick your military item versus someone else's?
Yeah, and another thing that I brought up is how their design. I've said this before that Peagle's heard. I was around. I went in the service in 1980, so I was there for the Falkland Islands. That war that we apparently weren't in. And
I went a little south of Honduras around the same time.
Yeah. Anyway, so.
By the way, Ollie North's an asshole. You could have kept him.
Yep.
What hangar you in, North?
But anyway, the hangar. Shit, I forgot. Hold on, let me look.
It's got to be a big one.
It is. Hangar 7. Anyway, yeah. Anyway, something that I've noticed is that the American teams making ships are somewhat building them correctly. They're doing a better job of it internally, especially. The Brits team, I don't know what the hell they're thinking of this. They're making their ships like they did during the Falkland Islands. It sank 7 of them. No joke. I don't get it. And another tell that you can tell how if a ship is American made or British made. The American mades have double panels for like all the ramps. They have starboard is green, port is red. They have dual passage. Yeah, they have dual internal passage like a ship would have, with an escape ladder. You look at the British designs. Good luck trying to explain what it is they're designing or what they're doing. There's no logical sense to a ship in what they're doing on any ship they've made. I mean, just it. And what's sad is how many of us have offered for free to just, to give them pointers or whatever else, to ideas and, hey, this is how it's done. You might want to consider, these facts and these issues when you're building a ship. Because it's led to now, they're already acknowledged, they have to rebuild or redesign parts of the Herc series and parts of the MSR. Because they forgot to put in escape hatches and multiple egress and ingress capability. It's mind-boggling.
Well, yeah, exactly. They forgot the ground elevator in the MSR. But hey, we've got these cool rat holes to go around underneath in the cargo ship.
Exactly.
To go for. It's like, I think when that one gal with the pink hair was at that bar con or whatever it was, she was in charge of the design layout, and the guys, I don't think the guy who looked like a space Viking that was also on that same panel, they were shut down by her in some way, to where she was like the lead on that, and she was also the new lead on the Caterpillar's doors and landing gear, where they were supposed to make it so those would go to the ground and all that. And both of those are FUBAR. I don't even know if she worked there anymore. But yeah, it was just like, okay, that's really cool.
I heard she was let go. I heard she was let go a few years ago. Now, I don't know if that was true, she was let go, or if she left, but from what I understood, she's no longer with the company.
That's fine with me.
I look
she's
at
a
some
female
of
or
this
anything like that. I just think that she was a great artist, but she was not a great designer.
Yeah, and you look at some of the stuff that they're doing, and it just boggles the mind. It's like, it's like the hangars like we were talking about earlier. Who in the hell came up with the idea to have these sliding panels that actually slide into nothing?
Yeah,
it's like
magic
what
panels.
the fuck? I mean, I wrote that up in my forum post for the test last night. I'm like, come on, look at real life, look at other games. Real life, a lot of missile launchers, they have the clamshell doors, and then they slide vertical down the side of the shaft. Or look at other games, X4. You go to the hangar, it's clamshell, and then they slide down the side, and the elevator raises and lowers. And yet this is what you guys came up with? It just, I don't get it.
It's amazing.
Yeah, it is.
Nice, you got a Progressive commercial now.
I just fractured this ship. Fuck, I don't even know what it is. Instead of like breaking into pieces, it just all the RMC came back and it's just there again. You know what I mean?
So you broke it and now it's whole again?
Yeah, so basically I scraped the whole ship, and then I was going to fracture it to get any little bits that I missed. But when I fractured it, it successfully fractured, but then it basically just it like reskinned itself and didn't fall into pieces.
That's weird. Hey,
Yeah, I
Bill,
think it's like this particular model ship or something doesn't have like the break into little pieces stuff set up properly.
yeah, that's entirely possible. Hey, Biff, when you were talking about ship's components, the only two that could carry ship's components, did that include weapons?
Yeah, I believe so. I couldn't get guns and cargo containers or anything like that.
Yeah, I can't get them into the C2 Hercules.
Oh shit.
Yep,
that's
it's
full.
yeah.
Okay, so
like I said, it doesn't work. Do you have a tally?
Yeah, I can try that. But yeah, I can't get it into the Hercules now. And of course, you can't just drop them on the deck, which is stupid as well. What were you saying, Pigo?
Oh, I'm nothing. I can't get it all into this.
So you can't take weapons that you harvested from another ship and stick it like on the deck of your ship?
No, I've got weapons in inventory, local inventory, and I'm trying to move them out of local inventory onto another ship so that I can move it to a starbase and leave them there so that I can get local inventory to work again. My local inventory is full, over full. So since they patched, I haven't been able to use any of my stuff because I can't get in the inventory.
So you would basically have to put certain items on your ship, take them off of that ship, and then put it into the cargo hold of another ship, store the ship that you took the guns off of, and put new guns on, and rinse repeat.
Or just fill the ship up full of gear, take it to another station, and drop it off at that station.
Yeah, but that'd only be the internal storage, right? Not the actual cargo.
Right,
storage.
because you can't
Yeah,
take
you
components.
can haul them. You can haul them in a tally, but if you want to be able to put, weapons that you find, you have to store. You have to store your ship. Take all your weapons off that ship, and then you have to attach those weapons that you found to your ship.
Right.
And then you can store it and take it back off again.
Right.
How do you like that?
All I'm trying to do is take weapons I own and put them in the inventory of a ship so that I can fly to the starbase and put them in the inventory of the starbase to get them out of local inventory.
You just want to move it.
Yeah, I just want to move it because my local inventory is 115% still.
Wish I had a better answer for you than the tally. I just hope it still works. And like I said, you don't even need the cargo modules.
What was the other ship you said?
I'm in the whole but it's like the bathroom or something like that. Is the only storage area.
The bathroom?
Yeah. So when you try to bring a gun, it's going to just use the capacity of the bathroom. That's what I was told. They didn't even bother doing it. The tally was the bigger of the two.
All right, I'll try the tally because otherwise I'm screwed. I can't do anything. And being this is live, I obviously don't just want to throw shit out until all over the place because I'll lose it.
Absolutely.
All right. There you go, sir. You got a set of each. You got the heavy, and you've got the medium Mark 1 and the medium standard MKX and the medium MKX V2 version of. I had to use two. I couldn't fit them. Yeah, those two have the gear. The last one that's the V2 armor. So it's just a little different, look. You're welcome. You can?
Oops,
like your
was muted.
components.
Yeah, I can't put any of the components. I can't even put weapons in it. Biff said that only the Retaliator's working at the moment for inventory.
At least it was last week.
Yeah, and got the hiccups. Yeah, the
IRS.
It doesn't do any good. They gave me money.
Yeah, I know.
All right, let's put this puppy away.
Never had any problem with them, but man, they terrify me.
Yeah, them, the DOJ, the FBI, the ATF. They are no longer alphabets that I trust at all. And that's pretty sad. You coming, Pigel, or not?
Yeah, I'm just putting on.
Oh, I'm heading to the spaceport.
Putting on stuff.
That's pretty bad for people like us, though, to no longer trust our own. You know.
Well, you know, I never trust the government, but.
No, but it's just.
It's just so large, and there's not a way to interface with it correctly.
Yeah.
And
Yes,
so many like.
I had a much higher level of belief in, you know, the majority of them were
The ASOP vehicle retrieval system.
decent. Yeah.
They probably are. You know, the people like us, they just want a job. It's just there's people that have like these lifetime positions. I think that's the problem. Those are the people that are being bought and traded
Well,
off.
yeah, the administrative states definitely got problems.
You know what my problem is, though? Is
Their own little
more than
oligarchy,
that.
you know.
My problem is more than that, though. For me,
High heels work for you?
no, it's my oath. I took
yeah,
the
yeah,
same
yeah.
oath.
Exactly. Defend the Constitution against enemies,
Exactly.
foreign and domestic.
Exactly. And they're not.
It means nothing to them. All it is
Doesn't mean anything to them.
it's a sitcom.
Right. And that bothers me. I mean, even like the Secret
It'll
Service.
start to mean something if you start putting people in jail or worse for violating that oath. Hold them to the oath.
Yeah.
And if they willingly, knowingly violate the oath, okay.
Well,
Here's
that's
what
actually
that
treason.
means.
That's actually treason.
Yeah, exactly.
Or
Yeah,
even trying to circumvent the Constitution.
personally, I think
if you're trying
congressional,
to
like senators and congressmen, if they pass a law or vote for, and it is an unconstitutional law and it is found unconstitutional by the Supreme Court,
that's a problem right there
all
too.
those who voted for that and passed it should come out of their personal, you know, like they have to pay the legal fees that went into the government having to pay that, having to, you know what I mean? Do that, boom, bankrupt them. You gonna vote for something unconstitutional? Here you go.
Our
Now you
problem
get to
too
pay all
is
the
our
legal fees
Constitution
that
is broken.
resulted
We used
from
to have
that.
like a check and balance there too.
Yeah.
Now it's kind of topsy-turvy, you know, and it's whatever the wind blows. Did you see that thing where they just threw out that the Supreme Court justice could be invalidated for accepting large gifts and things like that from billionaires and such? They
Having a hard
will
time
not
hearing
give.
you.
What are you referring to? Who passed what, or what passed who? What was that about the billionaire thing?
Yeah, where they could accept gifts. It was a 6-3 split with Gorsuch, Thomas, and Alito saying that no, it's cool, we should be able to do that.
Wow.
That should tell you a lot.
Yeah, they shouldn't be able to do that.
Yeah, they get paid enough. They don't need to be getting gifts.
Well, they're getting those gifts, so they would validate particular things that need to be
it's
take
a
a
bribe.
look at by the Supreme Court.
Yeah, it's a bribe.
So that must mean it's okay for you to be able to, if you're an Air Force pilot or something like that, to go ahead and go to China and train like Air Force pilots.
Yeah, that one's pretty ugly. That whole story, I don't know how valid it is. It sounds pretty.
The good
pretty
news
bad.
is not a single American pilot went. Turns out they're mostly British and German. That I can confirm.
Well, that's good.
I'm hoping they make an example.
Well, it'll be up to the British and the Germans, and they don't do
Absolutely.
things like we do here. Yeah, if they'd have caught any Americans doing that, they'd been tried for treason, regardless if they were out of the military. We're not allowed to do that. In fact, there are certain countries I can't even travel to, or my ass would be in water. But yeah, you guys are right. I don't know. Things have changed
It's
too
sad.
much. Yeah. Yep. It's
Just the whole checks and balances too. The thing where I know we probably shouldn't talk politics, but the checks and balances that we had between conservatives and Democrats, they would both get something out of it they liked, and they'd both get something out of it they would hate, and we usually ended up with a pretty decent bill. And now it's if that one side comes up with it first, the other side doesn't even want to vote on it.
Yep.
We had a definite way of, like for instance, the border thing. We had a border bill, and the Democrats hated it, but at least it was a start.
Yeah.
And the only
Maybe
thing people would
single subject bills. Just
just
single
tip out,
subject.
get rid
I
of them.
agree.
Omnibus,
Yeah.
none of these, all these. They keep. Well, everybody they want this one thing passed. They can get consensus on that, but then they keep trying to throw all other freaking bullshit into it. In the hopes that because everybody wants this one thing passed, they'll let all this other bullshit slide in with it, and that's got to end.
Absolutely. I believe the proper term's earmark.
Right, yeah, earmarks, sure, yeah. Well, I got to get the guy from freaking Kentucky to vote for it, so he wants this, so we'll add it on there, and then maybe he'll vote for it because, blah, blah, blah.
We need to re-ratify it's okay to get married when you're 13. I've done a couple of these missions now where you go and it's a 15K Crusader mission where you just go in and try to alleviate the one guy, at the wreck site. And I've went there and then his marker disappears as soon as I get there.
Someone else could have killed him.
That's a possibility. At the first one that I went to, there were other people there, like they were. Maybe we all got the same mission, I was thinking.
Yeah,
but
I've had that happen a couple times.
The only one here.
He killed himself.
Possibly. So, oh no, what game am I in? Oh, I killed myself.
Yeah, I got a chuckle when you're like, I don't know if we should be talking about politics. Someone's like, you don't know where you're at.
Yeah.
What else are we gonna talk about? Star Citizen?
Yeah. We can get pretty bad sometimes.
Yeah, we don't talk about Star Citizen. We vent about Star Citizen.
Man,
it's like a therapeutical thing.
accurate.
Yeah, it can get rough.
Hey, I did something. I moved my crap from the station back to home base. I'm good. It's getting late though. I need to go.
Holy shit! It's 2300, and I still haven't fixed my inventory.
I'm out.
There's only one solution to your problem: melt everything.
Yeah. All right.
Do we even have a melt option? I mean,
I don't know.
I don't know that our inventory is that advanced.
I can just drop things on the ground, but I don't want to lose everything.
That's true.
I don't want to lose it all because I won't get it back until another wipe.
Well, it might pull out permanently out of your long term if you do.
Yeah, that's the other problem. It will. Anyway, well, have a good night then, Pigo.
Good night.
I'll probably be
Nice,
around
nice
tomorrow.
meeting you.
I'll be back tomorrow. Well, Pigo's ETF too, Bill.
Yeah,
right,
I
I'm sorry.
did today.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So, yeah, he's in there. He's just
Later.
one of the quiet ones. He lurks.
I'm definitely a lurker, but I'm an oldie. Oldie. Where I am second only to Malachi in ETF seniority.
That's funny.
I
Well,
mean, well,
actually-
Malachi's group, anyways.
Yeah,
I've been in there for several years myself.
Biff, how long have you been there? Biff?
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I think I've only been in there for 4 years,
Okay.
but I started the game in 2014.
All right. That's respectable.
I like the way you said that. That's respectable.
So it's the only way I can make up for my my expenditure in this stupid game.
Yeah, really.
I mean, it's not like you're going to start pulling out citizen ID numbers and going, hey, lowest guy has to buy all the drinks,
No, what's
that?
sad is it's if we knew then what we know now.
Oh yeah, could you imagine if you actually laid down your rule of what kind of ships you're going to buy from the beginning?
No, I think I just would have ignored it completely.
No, I
I've
wouldn't have
done.
ignored it.
Just walk into it, like, oh wow, look at this awesome game. Thanks, guys.
Yeah.
15 years later.
I wouldn't have.
I might still
definitely
be
would
married.
not have. Yeah, I would not have invested what I invested in it. No way.
Because I
Even
mean,
for the
you look
org.
at something like the Urbanu man, Ooh, look at
Yeah.
this! I'll be able to drive this thing by myself.
Yeah.
It's a blockade runner and all these beautiful things.
Hey,
Now look at the ship.
I have a Banner, okay, so.
Look how expensive that is. I mean, from $250 up to what it is now.
Yep.
Mine's less. Mine's actually cheaper than 250.
Damn, it was that cheap back then.
I got it because there was a discount on it when I got it. So
Oh, that's why.
I have it
Because
slightly
I think
cheaper.
250 was the
Was the
cheapest
original,
to get it.
but yeah, I did this. I had a wonky. There was a weird CCU chain you could do on it back in the day, so I got it slightly cheaper.
Awesome.
Wow. Yeah, because mine was 250. So.
Yeah, yours 250. I think mine's like 240, something like that.
Yeah, I wasn't using CCUs back then. I just bought everything.
Yeah, same
Well,
here. I wanted to help the
I was married
project.
with children. I can count the
Yeah,
pennies, basically.
I believe with Chris Roberts' reputation in gaming, that's why I invested in it. And when I realized what this game was supposed to be, I thought, this would be the last game that I probably ever really play as I get older.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought, I'm single, I'm not married, I've got enough cash to freaking last me.
Yeah, that's right. That's where I'm at.
Yeah, and now I'm poor and I'm married and
Yeah, but you have some nice toys.
yeah, all that I
Really?
bought while I was still active,
Yeah, that was my life. Then I got married, and then I got nothing for 20 years, and now I'm divorced, and I'm reacquiring all kinds of cool toys
Yeah.
as fast as I can.
Yep. Now for me to get new toys, I have to save up $20 a month.
Yeah.
So
That
it
was
is.
it.
I still get some toys. It just takes me a lot longer now.
Just remember, it's always better than living in a refrigerator box like some of our brothers are.
Yeah. True.
Don't even get me started. That makes me so sick with the money we're spending on people who have freaking come in here illegally, and if we spent half that on taking care of our own,
Oh yeah,
I mean,
big time.
it'd be a world changer for people.
Or even
Citizens.
just keeping to our word.
Yeah.
Just because it wasn't you that made it doesn't make it any less our word. Like for instance, that joint defense on Ukraine, for something recent.
Yeah.
We promised that us and Russia, that if either of us attack it, we would come to Ukraine's defense if they gave up all their weapons. Nope.
Yep.
Then we went before that. We said, okay, all you Kurds that helped drive out ISIS here in
Iraq.
in Syria, actually. Yeah.
Well, prior to that, in Iraq, we had teamed up with the Kurds. The Kurds.
Yes, we did. In the north part there, I've got lots of stories about that too.
Yeah, me
But
too.
we we totally abandoned all those Kurds. You know, Trump gave up the oil deal, gave it to the oligarchs there in Russia. Said you could have it, and then he also said Turkey, you could come down and patrol the area, which essentially pinched off all those people that we had trained and that were supporting, that were actually getting rid of ISIS in droves. And of course, at the same time, they were going against the Syrian government. But I mean, the Turkish, you know, the Russians were pretty drastic, but man, the Turkish were sending in drones and all kinds of crap just to eradicate them. None of that stuff makes the news, though. But we were there. I mean, the soldiers, the GIs, the airmen. There was even an attachment of Marines. We even went to battle with those guys. What was the Wagner group tried to take over a couple of oil stations that we were protecting there in Syria, and nobody knows about it. And we wiped the floor with them using both naval and air force assets. There were literally hundreds of them.
That Wagner group got fucking wiped off the face of the planet. You know, that was brutal.
There were 2 vehicles that survived and 9 foot soldiers that survived.
Yeah.
That's it.
They had all kinds of armored shit. All kinds of armored shit.
Yep.
And you know, just recently too, the airman that was relaying our target positions and so on, he got an award, and he was able to keep his name out of the off the record of getting that award.
Yep.
But they posted it and all because you know the Russians and the Syrians do not like this guy.
Yep.
But he was spot on, man. He pointed, you know, we'd asked for the God gun and he'd pointed, and it was just an amazing thing to see. It was just a wrath of God, dude.
Yep.
I guess we're gonna get to see what North Korea is capable of on the battlefield here shortly.
Oh, they're ballistic so far aren't that impressive now, are they?
Yeah.
All those shells that they're giving over there?
Yep.
Well, you know, they have a new explosive artillery round technology. It redesigns the barrel on the fly. It's impressive. I mean, that kind of technology, I don't think you can really compare. Just
You talking North Korean?
turns it into like a flower petal. It's just the most amazing.
It warps the barrel after 7
No, it
shots.
fucking blows up in the barrel. This shit's been. Have you seen some of the freaking artillery pieces that have, catastrophic destruction from that?
Or how about the rounds? I
shitty
mean,
Korean
none of the rounds are actually
artillery
making it
shells?
to where it's supposed to be rated for.
Yeah.
And then what was it? What was it? China sent them rockets or something like that had no rocket fuel in them.
No, that
was
was
water?
a different story.
What was
That was that corruption thing they discovered, the Chinese. Yeah, but the guys were griffing the fuel
That's
for
funny.
personal profit, right? It was just corruption, but it's pretty damn funny. But
It was a warhead. That's what they were filling full of water.
it was something. Yeah, they had basically had skimmed. The guys were they were skimming.
And then Russia is like, if you're a high-ranking officer, that just means you're at the top of the food chain for who gets the bribes.
Right.
You know, something that would cost
bribery's bad in
$100,000 by the
China,
time
too.
they buy it, it's like $400,000.
Yep.
Can you imagine being one of those North Korean guys who're just gonna get fucking thrown into the meat grinder over there?
Speaking of meat grinder, you know the current Russian tactic of where they use a meat wave, where they actually send like a platoon, which is around 50-something guys for them. One officer and all the rest is peons. Well, they'll send them off in one direction, and then and across a field or whatever to the point of or the objective. And when they reach there might only be like 4 or 5 of them left. And then they rush another big 50 guys. And they'll keep on doing that until they have 50 guys in the new position, reform that group, and then they start it all over again. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah. You see that drone footage of them fucking whacking their own dudes that were wounded
I wouldn't doubt it.
that came out? Jesus. Just, can you imagine? I mean, just like, looks pretty bad, dude. I don't think you're gonna make it. Just fucking awful.
I saw that they were in Nigeria, the Ukrainian operatives who have been showing up there and take out Wagner officers and so on. I found that to be impressive. We're still sharing an airport there. Did you know that? We've got U.S. and Russian soldiers at the same airport, just on opposite sides of the strip. They're in the process of kicking us out. They've got that whole bread belt of Africa, you know, that the Russians are getting the regimes to kick us out. And then they'll support the new
Yeah, it's a
regime in
lot of
power.
money that, well, that's what made him his money, you know. That was his big revenue stream, and what got him his power in there with Wagner and with Putin and stuff, right? Because he was pulling in the money out of Africa.
Yeah, a
What
lot of
did save
resources.
his ass, right?
A lot of resources.
A lot of resources.
Yeah.
It's not
China's
just
big, and they're colonizing Africa like crazy right now.
Yeah, Belt and
it's
Road.
not just Russia
Yeah,
doing it. It's not just Russia doing it. It's China doing it, not only in
Oh,
Africa
yeah.
but now in South America.
Did you see the whole Belt and Road thing that China was setting up actually bypasses Russia? I just think, what do you, and these are supposed to be friends, dear friends and stuff? Because I
Oh,
mean,
fucking commies are cutthroat with each other. They always have been. I mean, Jesus.
and now the waterway that's up there is to the sea of Japan. China doesn't have access to it, and I think the Russians will be selling that off soon. The river access to be able to. Right now, they have to ask for permission, so like that to get to the Sea of Japan, and Russia's going to be selling that off for some reason.
All right, you guys have kept me here with your stimulating political conversation, but I gotta go.
Yeah,
Good night.
All
sorry.
right, now you
That-
get
It's
some.
I'm a fountain of useless information.
Yeah, I'm gonna. As soon as I make this delivery here, some of my stuff, I'm going to call it a night too. I can't
I
believe
think I'm
it's
going to do the same. I can't complete one mission.
Yeah, I'll be back tomorrow afternoon, tomorrow evening. So, feel free to come on in anytime you want, Biff.
All right.
And if you decide to join an org, hey, we're here.
Alrighty.
All
I'll
right.
talk to you later then.
Yep, you
All right,
bet.
see ya.
Night.
Night.
That game is running so smooth right now. It's like, let me go drink this thing. Like, 15 seconds later, I've consumed my beverage and tossed it on the ground, and my helmet's back on. Because that's how I assess the server responsiveness, trying to take a drink. I did a whole salvage mission. Filled up the cargo hold, filled up the hopper. No issues.
Yeah, I'm still trying to move this. I'm going to the station now, so I'm going to drop this and then call it a night myself as well. Can't believe it's 23:30 already.
It's only 9:30 where I'm at.
The one bummer about working out on the property every day is I set a limit of midnight myself just because I got shit to do on the property. I get all my time off through the winter. When I wake up whenever I want, I come down, goof around, go to bed whenever I want. But in the spring, summer, fall, there's too much going on outside. So late afternoon till no later than midnight.
I need to get to bed somewhat early just because
What did I do?
I don't want to be. What the fuck? Oh, the tram just did some crazy ass shit, but it recovered. Anyways, I don't want to be in a sleepy stupor if I get a call from a prospective business that I might work for.
Yeah, that's true too. What's your discharge date?
My retirement date is October 1st.
Ah, so you guys.
My terminal leave though is September 1st, so I can start working on September 1st.
There you go.
But the sooner I can lock in a job and have like an actual offer where it's for sure happening, like the better, because if can start like planning to move and start getting things ready and whatnot.
Yeah, the one thing that's going to be tough for you is hoping nothing happens before the October date. Well, actually, no. Do you have 2 years or 4 years of follow on?
What do you mean?
What's it called? Inactive reserve.
I have no idea if I have any at all. Like from retirement, like
Yeah.
you've done 20 years. I'm not sure if you have that.
Somebody told me.
Like
somebody
if
told
you,
me that-
I could be wrong. I don't think I have anything after retiring. If I was to leave prior to retirement, yeah, there's I think they're the inactive reserve for some amount of time.
Yeah, I
But
don't know for sure. So since I was medical boarded out, medical retired, but I just wondered if retirement has that too or not. That's the question I'm wondering.
I should probably look it up.
Yeah, I would just to be
But
safe.
even if it does have it though, it's like I think you just got to check in or some shit. I don't know.
You don't have to do anything. You're just listed as that status. So if the shit hits the fan, they can call you back right away. But you don't have to do anything. It's not you don't have to check in. You don't have to none of that kind of stuff. I just wondered if you were. As shitty
Maybe
as
I'm not
things are
sure.
right now. Yeah, as shitty as everything is, I'd be worried about that if that would suck.
Yeah.
For both of us. I still think
Yeah, I
it's
mean
bullshit.
if they're calling us up, then bad shit's going down.
I think it's bullshit that when you're classed as 100% service connected disabled that they can still call you back. It's because of what you know and what you can do, not because of your physical capabilities. You won't go back on an active team, but you can train, teach, and a last resort, defend. Like, shit.
I mean, you don't have to call you. No one's gonna call you up to defend if they're on our soil. Yeah, I think you'll be doing that all on your own.
Oh yeah, I'll volunteer.
Right?
Yeah, I'll volunteer.
Maybe you already did it. You had to defend domestic recently, right?
Yep. Yeah.
Only you had just gotta get your scope right.
Yeah. Well, I got that part. Once that part gets here, I'll be good. But I have more scopes than that and more rifles. I just have to pick. I picked my best one, and it turns out my best one was broken, which sucks.
Yeah.
That does suck. But at least it's repairable and it wasn't the electronics. If it had been the electronics, they said it probably would have cost me 3/4 of the price of the scope to repair. And when you're talking a $2,200 scope, yeah, shit.
Yeah.
It cost me my FLIR. Oh God, what was that? Almost $4,000. And it broke while I was still active, and it was my personal one. And I was taking it out on the range with the guys one day and dropped it. Oops. And because I wasn't paying attention, we were shooting the shit, joking around, and all that kind of stuff. And I was attaching it to the rifle, and I dropped it because it wasn't attached. I didn't get the attachment right. And $4,000 scope. You look at it on the ground, and everybody's just going, "Oh shit." Sent it in, $1,800 to repair it.
Yeah.
That sucked. So now I treat it with kids' gloves. It's actually in its case. I don't put it on a rifle for now. I figure shit hits the fan. I'll need it for shit hits the fan, so I'm not going to break it beforehand again. Alright, let's see if this worked. At least I was able to carry 2 size 7 guns in this Retaliator, where I couldn't even carry any in the C2. Alright, so I put those in there.
We got like some save scum people
Huh?
trying to. Got some people trying to save scum me.
Save scum you? What's that?
Or not save scum me. They're trying to steal my shit.
Oh. Where are you at?
Area 18.
They're trying to steal it while you're in a safe zone?
Yeah, they're doing their little shenanigans. I want to store my ship and fucking do some shit later.
Yeah, might as well. Alright, those
Good luck on your
hey, J
stuff.
Guns.
Not gonna get me.
Yeah, really. Where you been, J Guns? I haven't heard from you in a while. Anyway, for those watching the stream, I'm logging. It's 23:34, but I'll be back tomorrow afternoon. There will be a break tomorrow night, though, because this time, for once in my life, I'm going to watch a debate. I just want to see what happens. So.
There's the debate. When's the debate happening?
Tomorrow night. I think it's 8 Central.
I need to fucking do that too.
Yeah, I don't normally pay attention to that stuff, but I'm leery about what's going to happen after what happened the last time. I want to see.
Oh yeah, I'm not. I don't. The Democrats can't risk allowing Biden to. They're not going to be able to speak to each other or anything like that. It's going to be like isolated, and they're going to give him little baby questions and shit that he's been like grilled and prepared for. They're going to pump him full of fucking drugs just to get him coherent. And it's not going to be a real. I mean, what's a debate? It's a communication between two individuals as they discuss things, and they're not doing it. I don't think they're going to do that because he'll just get eaten alive.
Yeah, that's not the part I'm worried about. Hold on, let me kill the stream.